hurt anybody. Do you understand?
I do. You don't have to be afraid.
No, you don't understand. No tragedy has turned your life upside down. No stupid, absurd accident has ruined your hopes. But be careful, Missy. Everybody's teetering on the edge, but only a few notice that.
Fanny.
Put yourself in my shoes. I'm chasing an extremely dangerous man. He can kill somebody again any moment. He's murdered 3 people lately, and we're afraid he's caught his next victim. That's why I'm so determined. That's why I barged in. I'm sure you wouldn't just stand by idly, knowing that there's even the slightest chance of saving somebody's life.
She's right, Fan. You wouldn't let that killer get away with it. Once you get mad, nothing can stop you. Years ago, she caught her husband with another woman and chased him in his shorts through the whole town. At the town limits, she shouted at him that she didn't want to see him again, and then fired several times in the air. He didn't dare return, did he?
I've erased his name from my memory.
All men have been giving her a wide berth ever since.
This woman hasn't come here for female prattle.
It would do you good if they locked me up. Then you'd finally have time for yourself.
We don't need the government's help to control our own life.
Yeah, controlling our lives. 10 years ago, I was an engineer in a secret base. I was working on next-generation weaponry, and I thought I was holding all the aces. And then Peter talked me into carrying out that experiment, despite the ban. Me riding a wheelchair is a simple consequence of that folly. But I can't accept the fact that you're confined to it as well.
What's the point of brooding over it? Why do you make yourself miserable?
I can't stand the thought that you've wasted your youth because of me.
You see, he's tormenting me with his guilt. Men just don't understand anything.
Was anybody else injured in that accident?
No, Peter was fine, but he suffered serious consequences. They put him into prison for 5 years.
What kind of accident was it?
I still can't discuss it. Military secret, you know.
Code name Queen of Hearts?
What do you know? I see the project has become famous.
Have you seen your friend after he was released from prison? What is his name?
Peter Douglas. We used to be close friends, but he didn't want me to visit him in prison, and we haven't been in touch since then.
Feeling guilty?
His world fell apart. He was brilliant and extremely gifted, but prison meant the end of his career. No government agency would ever hire him.
Who could have ordered all these machines?
I've been thinking about it, and I haven't figured it out.
But they know what you can do.
Yes, it's somebody that knows me because they live near my
Peter
place.
Douglas, of course.
Somebody from the army.
Letters, receipts, diagrams. Will you show them to me?
Yeah, I need to look through my documents.
Come back with a warrant. That's a better
Shut the
option.
fuck up.
The man we passed by when we were coming back home.
You said he reminded you of somebody.
Yes. Didn't he used to work for the police?
How long ago?
Back when Derek Finney died.
Finney? That womanizer?
Can you tell me something more about it?
Finney used to be a good guy, but he started drinking and chasing skirts. His wife was jealous, so he beat her. God, did he abuse her.
No wonder somebody finished him off.
I don't know if he deserved such a fate. That was a horrible crime. He was strangled with a rope tightened by the turning clockwork mechanism.
Of course.
Yes, I remember that. He died inside the church tower.
Was the murderer caught?
I haven't heard anything about it. And you?
No. Derek ended up like this because he started drinking. Alcohol isn't for the weak.
And that woman, Finney's wife, does she live here?
No. She moved away soon after, but her father does.
How can I find him?
It's easy. He's the pastor. The church is in the center.
I'll be back with the warrant.
Bye.
I guess that's all.
Oh my god, now we have to go to the church. Wow. I have to use the car for this? I guess so. Who the hell? Oh. Okay.
It's Nicole.
I haven't fixed anything yet.
Maybe it's better this way. I've talked to him.
To read?
Yes. There are new grounds for doing a search.
Is it him?
Do you think a disabled guy could be behind these crimes?
What do you mean?
He's chair-bound. His sister takes care of him.
Ah, so we were on the wrong track. Another thoughtless action.
Not necessarily. Reed made the devices that the murderer then used.
Like the lasers?
Yes. I mean, he altered or improved them.
Accomplice?
That's a good question. He claims he received orders by mail. He was only given instructions what to do. These documents should be specified in the search warrant.
We also need to check his account and delivery orders. Did he send those machines by mail after assembling them?
Yes, I saw the diagrams and the elements he rejected before putting together the devices.
We won't get anything from the judge today. If they're so amenable, let's at least take some photos of his workshop.
Not so amenable. We won't get much more without a warrant.
Did you have an argument?
Not at all. Were you in the courthouse? Has Woolsey been found?
No. Now what? Are you coming here?
Yeah. I want to talk to the pastor.
The pastor?
In the church tower, a man was killed with the use of a clockwork mechanism. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Shall we eat something first?
No, the pastor's more important. Want to join me?
Can't work on an empty stomach. My head's starting to ache from hunger. Call me when you're done. I'll be sitting in some bar.
Bon appetit, then.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Okay, where is the... Oh, never mind.
A nicely situated little church with a clock tower.
Oh, crap. Then I gotta save because after all those talking, so sick. Save this crappy game. And inside.
I'm lucky. The pastor's here.
Can I help you?
What if the pastor is the killer? That's gonna be bad. Anyway, what? Weather? Weather.
Does it snow every year at this time?
We're surprised too. It's rare. Drive carefully.
Yes, it's really slippery.
It became cold too
So
soon.
soon.
Everybody's working until late to make it before real winter starts.
I haven't seen anybody here.
They've just left. I'm locking up the church. There's so much talk about the global warming or sunspots, but it's all in God's hands anyway.
I would like to have a brief word with you. I'm Nicole Bonnet from the FBI.
Andrew Simon, I'm a pastor here. Are you looking for spiritual help?
Nope.
No, it's official.
But maybe you'd like to support our community?
Seriously?
We are redecorating the church, and I assure you, we won't waste a single dollar.
I'd like to talk about Derek Finney.
About him? Are you sure?
Yes, I have a few questions.
These are old times. Why come back to the...
By the way, when was that?
When was he murdered? It was when the war started, in 2003.
Pastor, do you have any idea who might have done it?
The police have analyzed it so many times.
After a couple of years, you could have a clearer image.
No, I have no clue.
Finney's widow, your daughter, what did she say about this crime?
She was doubly hurt.
What do you mean?
She lost her husband, and during the investigation, well,
What turned out?
Annie suspected her husband of cheating.
Yeah.
But then we got to know he did it regularly. On the day of his death, he had a tryst in this very church tower.
Weren't any of the betrayed husbands suspected?
All such suspicions were rejected.
Rightly?
If not, that would mean that local men are extremely loyal to each other. But on the other hand, after so many years, someone would have felt remorse. Anyway, that was too much for my Annie, so she left.
Did Derek Finney abuse his wife?
Unfortunately, he humiliated her constantly. He felt guilty. She tried to hide it from me, but people knew. I preach every week. I reach human consciences, but I couldn't reach Derek's. I suppose he mocked me deep inside his heart. This is why he arranged the meeting in the church tower.
Did he beat Annie?
I remember when she had some bruises on her face and told me she had fallen down the stairs. That must have been the first time. He didn't beat her all the time because that would show. But she confessed to me later on that he would often slap her or twist her arms.
She should have asked the police for help.
She didn't want to. There was a police officer who tried to get her out of it, but she wouldn't testify.
Looks like not many people shed a tear at Finney's funeral.
Sad, but true. I cried. I cried over the angel in him that had lost the battle with evil. He wasn't always like that. He used to be a nice, popular man. He could influence others.
Seriously?
People listened to him. He liked to impress everybody.
You took
He
the
charmed
slowly.
women. He didn't avoid alcohol, but it was all within our provincial norms.
But he wandered off the straight and narrow.
I have an impression something changed when he was chosen a member of the jury, as if judging people destroyed his moral code.
What trial was it?
A murder case. At that time, it was a cause célèbre. The accused, a young boy, was the victim's lover. Everybody considered him guilty, but what everybody thinks isn't the same as a fair judgment.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Benson's trial?
Yes, people talked about it a lot. In the end, the jury decided he was innocent.
And it seems that it happened after an extremely short debate.
I'm sure
Oh my
Finney
God.
played a crucial role in setting the verdict. He might have voted against his conscience.
The defendant's father wasn't just anybody.
A congressman. He used all the existing loopholes to get his son out.
The question is how far he went.
And I don't want to slander anybody.
Finally,
Was Finney buried here?
Yes, right there, in the churchyard.
Does anybody look after the grave?
My daughter goes there once in a blue moon.
Was there anything distinctive about the crime scene?
I don't know. Check the police files.
I'll do that.
Hang on. Derek was holding a nail in his hand. He might have been trying to cut the rope with...
Were there any marks on the rope?
I don't know. There were some scratches on the floor.
Was the floor repainted?
No. I ordered new boards. I felt awkward walking on the floor stained by my son-in-law's blood.
Thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome. God be with you.
Oh, finally we stop this talking. Churchyard. Can I go inside? Yep. It's not. Oh, I'm sick of this phone call.
Yes?
It's Paul.
What the?
Paul?
Yes, Paul. The card man. Have you forgotten about me so soon?
Ah, yes.
Have you been thinking about Mr. Barrymore?
Barrymore?
Also known as Arthur Blake.
What do you want to tell me about him?
Why don't you say something?
A real sucker. Went straight into the lion's den.
Maybe he was a sucker. He believed in the scam I offered. But enough of that. There's no time to cry over Barrymore. I'm preparing a new card.
Seriously?
Hurry up.
When?
You aren't keeping up with me. I think you need a moment's break.
Give me a hint.
There are plenty around you.
Oh, she knows.
That was him. He wants to manipulate me. On the other hand, I'm sure he's preparing for another crime.
Oh, that's not Paul. Brush.